Dear friends, welcome back to Midnight Shepherd Mailbox. I'm your shepherd, and I'm once again lighting this small, flickering lamp in the deep silence of the night for those of you who are still carrying the heavy, dusty memories of home, and as the rest of the world sleeps. I know some of you are wide awake, staring at the ceiling, haunted by ghosts that don't belong to the present. Tonight, we're opening our second letter. It's from a friend who's been searching for a sense of safety for a very, very long time. She's finally decided to speak out about the confusion and the hollow ache that follows her into every relationship and every quiet moment. If you're listening to this and you feel that same cold wind in your heart, stay with me. You're not alone. We're going to look at those old wounds together with gentleness, and we're going to try to make M feel just a little bit lighter. Tonight's letter reads like this. Dear Shepherd, hello. I'm in my early 30s now, and on the surface, my life's exactly what it's supposed to be. I've got a steady job, I've been in a few relationships, and people think I've got it all figured out. But when the world goes quiet at night, those scenes from my childhood quietly creep back in like shadows under the door, and I just can't fall asleep. I grew up in a house filled with an unspoken chaos. My parents were physically there, but they weren't truly present. They were like ghosts in their own home. There were so many days when no one cooked, so my little brother and I'd spend hours scavenging through the cupboards for anything to eat. I can still feel the cold metal of that empty fridge against my forehead. Sometimes, the hunger'd get so bad, I'd walk over to the neighbor's house, head down, to beg for just a little food. When my parents finally came home at night, the air'd change. The house'd either erupt into screaming that shook the walls, or it'd fall into this dead, terrifying silence. A silence that made me tremble more than the shouting ever did. I learned way too early how to be the adult. I learned how to be invisible. When teachers ask why I was always at school alone, I just smile and say, my parents are busy. But I knew they weren't busy with work. They were being consumed by their own internal demons. Many nights, I just cried quietly into my pillow, holding my breath, too scared to make a single sound in case I accidentally set them off. As I've grown up, I've realized I'm terrified of losing people. The second a relationship feels even slightly unstable, I panic. I start desperately trying to please them, overcompensating, terrified they'll suddenly vanish, just like my parents did emotionally. I've tried so hard to forgive M, but whenever I think of those dark, empty nights as a kid, I feel there's this massive hole in my heart that nothing seems to fill. Shepherd, I don't hate M. I'm just so incredibly tired of running. I want to know, is that sense of safety I missed as a child gone forever? Will I never learn how to be loved properly, or how to love others without this paralyzing fear? Thank you for listening to this mess. This is the first time I've ever poured this out. A child still searching for stability in the deep night. My dear friend in the distance, first, I want you to take a deep breath and just allow yourself to feel whatever's coming up right now. I can hear the profound exhaustion in your words, and I want you to know it's not drama, and it's not something you're imagining. A home should have been a warm harbor, a fortress of safety. but yours was a minefield you had to navigate every single day. You were forced to become a little adult because the people who were supposed to protect you couldn't even protect themselves. You swallowed your tears to keep a peace that was never your responsibility to hold. Those are burdens no child should ever have to carry. I hear the loneliness of that little girl, the hollow sound of the fridge, the fear of the shouting, and the quiet, brave way you took care of your brother. She didn't want to be a hero. She just wanted to be a child. She wanted someone to tell her, "I've got you, you're safe." But she had to be the one saying it to others instead. Let me tell you something tonight, you're seen. Your hardship's seen. And that little girl's grievances are allowed to exist here. You weren't not good enough. You weren't canoeing. You were simply a child standing in the crossfire of a war that wasn't yours. King David, who knew a thing or two about being overlooked and forgotten by his own family, once wrote, "Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord'll receive me." These words don't erase your pain, but they tell you that even when the closest people on earth failed to give you a steady love, there's a heart that's always been turned toward you. He saw that little girl crying in the dark, and he sees the woman tonight who's trying so hard to heal. Your parents' inability to love you the way you deserved wasn't a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of their own brokenness. They unintentionally passed on their unresolved wounds to you, but tonight you're deciding that the cycle ends here. So tonight, let's do something small, but very sacred. I want to give you a gentle action to start patching that hole in your heart. We're going to call it making a promise to the child you once were. Before you try to sleep, I want you to open the notes on your phone or take a real piece of paper and write these words down. Don't just think dem, write M. Dear little me, I see you now. I feel the H in my chest when I see you taking care of your brother all alone, crying so quietly so you wouldn't be a burden. Those empty nights and that terrifying silence, they weren't your fault. You were always good enough. You were always worthy of being held. Now that I'm grown, I'm going to give you the safety you missed back then. I'm protecting you now. I allow you to feel afraid. I allow you to feel sad. And I'm going to learn, step by step, how to love us well. You don't have to carry the world anymore. Let's walk together, okay? Read those words every night. And when that old panic rises up in your relationships, remind yourself, I'm the one protecting that child now. I'm her solid ground. It's gonna feel strange at first. You might cry, and that's just the light washing out the old wounds. Keep going. You're building a safety that no one can take away from you because it's coming from within. My friend, you're worthy of a love that's steady and predictable. You're worthy of nights that are filled with peace, not chased by the chaos of 20 years ago. You're worthy of slowly becoming the person who can give safety to herself and eventually to others. I'm here, keeping this lamp lit for you. May the darkness tonight feel a little less cold and a little more like a hug. May you slowly learn to turn what was missing into the very strength you use to treat yourself with gentleness. Good night, my dear friend. The shepherd's watching over you. Thank you for listening until the end. If this story touched you, or if you've got a letter of your own, please leave a comment or reach out to the mailbox. Let's build this harbor together. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll always know where to find a warm light in the dark. I'm your Midnight Shepherd. Until the next letter, good night.